Hi, I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make this cute tiger applique pattern. Okay, this is the video showing you how to assemble, oops, I turned it off, how to assemble the tiger block if you do use a light box. So here's my setup. I've got my light box on, turned all the way up. I've got the placement guide, and then I have a clear silicone mat. I've got all of my pieces cut out on the solid line, and you can ignore all of these dotted lines. They are placement guides that you only need if you are not using a light box, but there are a couple of stitching lines in here, and that is the eyelashes. And those are optional, but on this one I am going to stitch the eyelashes. So I'm going to transfer those over real quick. I'm just going to trace them onto the fabric side of the piece. That way they will be there when I peel the backing off and need to stitch. And I'm also going to transfer his little smile. All right, now I am ready to go. So I'm going to start with piece number 1, which is the body piece, the main body piece. So all of the numbers tell you what piece is what on the placement guide, but they also tell you what order to lay them down in. So we're going to start with piece number 1 here. And then number 2 is his chest. So tigers have a white chest, and then kind of an orange everything else. So there's a couple of white pieces. So that was 2. Number 3, we're going to start putting some stripes on the body before we get into the face. So instead of making the stripes black on this one, I decided to make them a very dark blue. This is for a version of the tiger that I'm making for a Lunar New Year quilt with all of the Chinese zodiac animals in it. And it's going to be very playful and fun. And all of the animals are going to be in bright jewel tone colors on a red background. So I decided to go with this dark purpley blue instead of black, just for fun. Oops, this was piece 7. Sorry, I jumped ahead. 7 goes over here, I think. Yep, 7. Here's 6. Anyway, I forget what I was saying, but it's going to be a very fun quilt in very cute colors. Oh, but I am doing 2 more versions in more realistic colors. So at the end of this video, I will show you what those look like as well. But this is the more playful, fun version. And as long as you pick a stripe color that is a very dark color, I think it would probably read like a black stripe on the orange tiger. All right, one last one. This is number 10. Okay, and that's the bottom of his body. And now we're up to 11, which is one of his big ears, the outer ear. And then 12 is the other outer ear. And then tigers have a white inner ear. So that's what goes on next with 13. And 14. And then 15 is the big face. And this is going to overlap both the ears and the body, the shoulders. And then we're going to start with the stripes that go all the way around the face, starting with the number 16 over here. And 17. There's a lot of pieces in this one, but they are mostly little triangles. So they're very easy to outline. And 18 is the last stripe on this side. Then we'll move up to the top of his head with 19. If I can peel that off. There we go. And 20. And 21. And as I place all of these stripes, one thing that I'm being really careful to do is I don't want it ever to have any orange showing behind it. I want that stripe to go all the way up and cover the orange. And to me, it's okay if it goes a little bit past the sides of the face or the body piece. It's just essential that you not have any orange show in there. So then we've got 22. And 23. And last stripe, 24. And now 25 is his muzzle. Tigers also generally have a white muzzle. There we go. And now 26 is his nose. And when you position his nose, you want to make sure that the point at the bottom of his nose is exactly lined up with that downstroke. That makes it look really, really nice. And then 27 is one of his eyes, or her eyes. And last piece, 28 pieces. That might be a record. There we go, 28. Okay, so now I'm going to very carefully lift up the silicone mat. I'm going to carry it to my ironing board, and I'm going to fuse everything in place right on the silicone mat. I'm going to let it cool, and then I will carefully peel it up, and then it'll be just like all one piece, and I'll fuse it down onto my final block. That's the permanent fuse, and do all the outline stitching, and then I'll bring it back here and I'll show you the finished block and also show you the two other color versions that I made. All right, here is the finished tiger. I did all of the outline stitching, and I also added just a little dot of white fabric paint to add some catch lights to his eyes. And there's a link in the pattern to a post that tells you how to do that, and also tells you my favorite fabric paint to use for it. But I also wanted to show you some other color versions that I did. So this one is done in realistic colors. The tiger is all prints, blenders from the Animal Kingdom collection. And this one is also blenders from the Animal Kingdom collection. I just did this one on a different background. This one is for an ABC quilt that I'm working on. And the one down here is for an endangered animals bundle that I'm working on. But I've got one other to show you. And that is this cute version. So this one is for a Lunar New Year collection that I'm working on that is going to feature all animals from the Chinese zodiac, including the tiger. So for this one, for this entire bundle that I'm working on, all of the background blocks are going to be a bright red, and all the animals are in bright jewel tones. So for this one, the reds and these bluish purple are from the Gemstones collection. So this is the topaz and the amethyst blenders. And that is how you make the cute tiger applique pattern. I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World, and I will see you next time.